So now, as I've been saying in these past few videos, I'm really going hard on this road to Infinity War. Now, because I haven't done much in a while, this is what I've been doing. Now, what I want to do is we're gonna play a little game, so to say. The game is called Who Will Survive and Who Will Live Past Infinity War. Or how about this? Who will survive Infinity War and who will not? Okay? So I'm going to go through, and this is confirmed by Kevin Feige, that pretty much most of all the superheroes and all that who've been introduced in the MCU so far, minus Quicksilver, rest in peace, will be in Infinity War. So I'll name them all off, and I'll tell you if I think they will survive in Infinity War and if they will not. And let me get this straight. I'm only talking about Infinity War. Avengers 3. I'm not talking about Avengers 4 yet. Okay, because it's 2017 and we're within a year of the release of Infinity War. And just a few months before the trailer. So it's not even 2018 yet. We're not even close to a year before Avengers 4 is released. So we'll lay low on that. We're just working on Infinity War. So here we go. Iron Man. Well, for those of you who saw my last video, I predicted Iron Man to live through Infinity War. As a matter of fact, I didn't predict him to die at all in Infinity War. And yes, I know I said let's keep Avengers 4 out of this, but I'm going to bring this into occasion just this once. I said Iron Man 4 was going to live past Avengers 4 as well. Or Iron Man was going to live past Avengers 4 as well. I didn't expect him to die at all. Now going back to Infinity War, I didn't expect him to die, but based on what we've seen, he was covered in blood, and Spider-Man was like, "I'm sorry, Tony," and I don't know. I'm gonna stay with my gut, and I'm gonna say Iron Man lives. I'm going to say Iron Man is going to live because, kind of sticking with my reasoning before, he started this thing. He started the MCU. He's not going to die. Okay? Now, yes, technically in chronological order, Captain America started the MCU, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Iron Man started this whole thing. He was there since the beginning. I don't think he's going to die. I'm keeping that. The Hulk. I think the Hulk is going to survive Infinity War because I don't think he's going to be in Infinity War a whole lot. I mean, like, he's going to be in the movie a lot, but I don't think he's going to be in the movie as much as everyone else is, because along with Thor, he's on a different planet. But Thor, as we've seen, he gets saved by the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then, they go to Earth or whatever together. Hulk, we don't know what the hell's happened to him. We have to watch Thor Ragnarok first. Now, this is before Thor Ragnarok is released. This is my predictions before this was released. So, for now, I'm going to say yes, he's going to survive Infinity War because he's not going to be in it as much as everyone. He's probably going to be in it a lot, just not as much as everyone else. On to Captain America. Because if you would have asked me this before Chris Evans signed on to his extra deal for Avengers 4, I would have said Captain America was going to die in Infinity War, because we all know that, and I'm also going to say this a little earlier, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, he's going to survive because of this reason. I figured Captain America was going to die in Infinity War, and Bucky was going to go on to be the new Captain America. I still feel Bucky is going to be the new Captain America, but not after Infinity War, not quite yet. I think Cap is going to survive Infinity War because of how he contracted. He signed another contract to stay until Avengers 4. Cap will sign on. He will survive Infinity War, and we'll go on from there. Thor. Before I saw the part where Thanos was gripping his head in what we all seen at D23, I still would have said Thor wasn't going to survive Infinity War, and I still I keep that statement. I don't think Thor is going to live past Avengers Infinity War. I don't think he will. I think he will die in Infinity War because he's the least. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Thor. Nothing at all. But he's not the most memorable of the Avengers. Who do you think of when you think of Avengers? You think of Captain America and Iron Man, and probably, you know, Hulk, right? Sure, Thor too. I mean, I guess, okay, Hawkeye and Black Widow might be the least remembered out of the original Avengers, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, out of those big ones, the big names that everyone does know, Thor's the least remembered of them all. And he has the least amount of, like, you know, he's got the least amount of memorable scenes in the MCU. I mean, he's good, he's awesome, I love Thor, but I don't think he will survive Infinity War for that reason. That's my thing. Hawkeye. Sorry, he's not going to survive Infinity War. He will be lucky if he survives Infinity War, but he's not going to survive Infinity War because Chris Evans stated this a couple months back. He said the first minute of Avengers Infinity War will shock us all. Now, I don't think any deaths will happen in the first minute, but I do think that when the action does start, Hawkeye will be one of the first to go. He won't be killed at the end of the fight. He'll be killed at the beginning of the fight because, let's be realistic here, a guy with a few bows isn't going to do much against a Mad Titan and his alien army. Okay, the Infinity Army. He's not going to do too easy. So Hawkeye's going to go. Bye-bye. Star-Lord, Peter Quill. That's a big one. He's not going. Not just because he's a big name, but there's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out in 2019. Now, does this mean that just because there's another Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, are all the Guardians saved? No, and I will get to that later. But Peter Quill, since he's the main one there, he's going to survive Infinity War. Simple as that. Scarlet Witch. I think Scarlet Witch, yes. I think she will survive Infinity War. That's really all I got to say. I'm just taking a big whopping guess. Doctor Strange. Alright. Kind of another one, no-brainer. I don't think he will die in Infinity War because he's a new guy. You know, he's a new superhero. Now, yeah, you could say, well, Quicksilver was a new one too, but he died in his second movie. True. True. Rest in peace, Quicksilver. It should have been your sister to go, not you. What was this? Oh, yeah, you're right, but, you know, it's happened before. But it's not, I don't know, I just don't see Doctor Strange dying in Infinity War. I don't see him dying in Avengers 4 either, because I think he will have another movie. I think he'll have another movie of his own. That's my prediction. So he won't die in Infinity War. Vision. Kind of a no-brainer. I mean, I told you guys what I've seen in my last video, the footage I've seen of Vision. It's horrific. It's horrible. It's horrific. It's devastating. It's killer, dude. Honestly, I think Vision dies in Infinity War. We've seen it. I've seen it. Everyone at D23 has seen it. It's proven. Okay? The way he died, it is not kid-friendly. I think if a little kid was watching that and they've seen Vision die the way he does, they're gonna cry or get scared or maybe not want to watch the rest of the movie. You know, and that's another thing that I was talking about in the last video, how Marvel is always this kid-friendly thing. Infinity War is not that. Infinity War is not a kid-friendly movie. Sure, it's not rated R, you know, it's not like a whole bunch of blood and guts and cuss words and all that shit, but, I mean, it's horrific. Vision dies. We've seen it. Vision dies. And before we even seen that, it was not hard to think of. I mean, he's got a fucking Infinity Stone in his head, and Thanos wants all 6 of them for his gauntlet. So obviously Vision was gonna have to go somehow in Infinity War. So yes, Vision is dead. That's not even a guess. That's a fact. We've seen it. Nick Fury, obviously. No, he will not die in Infinity War. Because he will be in Captain Marvel, which comes out in 2019. So, and Captain Marvel is going to be an origins story, but it's not going to be a prequel to Avengers Infinity War. So, which means Nick Fury is not going to die in Infinity War. Just get that out of the way. Maria Hill. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't think she'll be in the movie all too much. Maybe a couple scenes or two, like she was in Avengers. I don't even think she was in Avengers Age of Ultron. I don't remember. I don't know. And nor do I care. I mean, it won't be a big loss. I don't know, actually. I don't know what to say about that one. Wong. No, I don't think Wong will die. Because, kind of going back on the thing, Doctor Strange, he has to have another movie coming out. Because we've seen, was it Mordor? How he turned into a villain at the end of the movie? Well, that's kind of hinting at another sequel. And if there's a sequel, Wong was a big character in that movie. I don't think Wong's gonna die in Infinity War. So I think Wong will survive just as well as Doctor Strange. And yeah, Wong is not, Wong's a fucking sorcerer too. He's not no weak dude. So it's kind of hard to do that. So yeah, I think Wong will survive just like Doctor Strange, and they'll both be in the sequel. Gamora. The next one too is Nebula. Honestly, I don't want to say Gamora will die. It kind of makes sense because Gamora and Nebula are Thanos' children. Not like the Black Order, but I mean like they're his legit children, and he made them fight each other. So he's not going to be afraid to kill them at all, especially Gamora and Nebula now because they both betrayed him. Him and Ronan, but I think Nebula will die in Infinity War, and Gamora will survive Infinity War. It's a big iffy one. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Gamora will survive Infinity War. Nebula will not. That's what I'm saying. Next up is Groot. Alright. Now this is where the merchandising comes into play. Groot sells a whole fuck ton of merchandising. Groot is not going to die in this movie. They almost killed him off in the first movie and they just couldn't do it. Groot will survive Infinity War. I think Groot will survive Infinity War. That's what I'm saying. Just because of that merchandising. Drax. I think Drax has as much of a chance as dying as Gamora does. And that's actually not, low. I think it's pretty average. I think they both have an average chance of dying because if you want to... Okay, let's say a few Guardians were to die before Guardians 3 happens. The main people that you're not going to kill off pretty much are Star-Lord, Groot, and Rocket. Maybe Gamora. But I think they'll take away Gamora. They'll keep Mantis. They could do that. And they could just have them 4. Since Mantis kind of needs to, get known more. Since she's kind of new. But, fuck, I don't know. I will say Drax has just as much of a chance as surviving or dying just like Gamora does. That's all I'm going to say. Rocket? No, he's not dying. He's a big fan favorite too. Just like Groot and Star-Lord, so Rocket's not dying. No way. Mantis, kind of like what I was saying earlier. No, she won't die. She needs to build up her character more, and that's exactly what they'll do in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Black Widow. She has as much of a chance as Hawkeye does at surviving, and that's wee bit might. Yeah, no. Black Widow and Hawkeye are just, they're gonna go bye-bye. I mean, come on. No, it's not gonna happen. They have no powers. They don't have no powers, no technology, no nothing. I mean, what is Black Widow really gonna try to scissor kick Thanos? No, it's not gonna work. And Hawkeye will run out of arrows eventually. He did in the first movie, in the first Avengers. So, yeah, no. Black Widow's dying. The Collector. Wow, I didn't know he was gonna be in this movie. The Collector and the Grandmaster. I don't see him dying nor being a major part in the movie, so no. Spider-Man, kind of a no-brainer. Spider-Man's not going to die. He's got his second movie, coming out after Avengers 4. And it takes place right after Avengers 4, so he's not dying. He's safe. Falcon. There's been speculation that when Captain America does die, not if, when Captain America does die, if either Falcon or Winter Soldier would take over as the next Captain America. I don't think Falcon would. It'd be more fitting for Bucky to take that place. But I don't think Falcon will die. I think Falcon will live. Black Panther. I don't see him dying either. You know, he's kind of like the whole new thing. He's new too, and he's even getting his first movie just before Infinity War. So I don't think Black Panther is leaving. Ant-Man. Kind of, you know, that's a no-brainer because Ant-Man and the Wasp have their own movie coming out right after Avengers 3. So like right between Avengers 3 and Avengers 4. Or I think it's actually between Captain Marvel and Avengers 4. So Ant-Man and Wasp are safe. And War Machine, James Rhodes. I think he's gonna die. They kind of foreshadowed that a little bit in Captain America Civil War. Him almost dying, but you know, barely living. I think his time will come in Avengers Infinity War. Sad to say, it's sad to, you know, to do all this, but you know, that's what it comes down to. Fun fact: Isabel Amara as Sally from Spider-Man: Homecoming will be in Avengers Infinity War, probably for like a minute or less. So I think she'll live because she's an innocent person. But that has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, now that's what I believe in. Yeah, that's what I think about this. So that's my predictions on who will survive Infinity War and who will not. Sad game that I played. So yeah, there's that. That's what I got for you guys for now. Check back in later. More Infinity War updates coming soon. Let's get it.